I want to get into therapy because that's where we left off. But you mentioned The Power of Now by
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle, which I tried to read like years ago, and it was too dense for me. I couldn't get through it. So it's a tough book. But what stood out about it to me is you mentioned that it helped you control your thoughts and sort of be the police of your own mind, as you said. And that honestly, the reason I bring it up is because for me, like I've had a really tough time with that specific thing over the past couple months. I think things happen in people's lives, and what are some like how what did you learn from that book in terms of like how to manage your thoughts and
Well, just it's called ruminating, where you get on spin cycle, and like abuse victims. I mean, not saying that anybody can't do it. Like you're saying, like anything that you have coming up, maybe that's giving you anxiety. It just you get into that spin cycle and you ruminate. And like sitting on your couch for hours, abuse victims are like, this is like our pastime, is to just sit and ruminate on the abuse, and then ruminate on all the stupid ways we've lived trying to cope with the abuse. And like, we're constantly just beating ourselves up, re-traumatizing ourselves, and so one, mindfulness, so that term mindfulness, so you have to break, you have policing your thoughts. When you catch yourself going into that spin cycle, you got to break it. So get up, start exercising. Just you find yourself ruminating, go for a walk, and repeat a mantra. You need to keep your mind in the present moment. The mind hates the present moment. The mind loves the past, or to project to what the future is going to be, to that event that's waiting out there, bringing us anxiety. So like, you get a mantra and you just go for a walk and repeat that mantra over and over and over and over. That keeps your mind in the present moment. Get up, exercise. Start doing push-ups, do jumping jacks, do some sit-ups, just don't sit and ruminate. That's the worst thing. And I felt like when I read that book, I felt like I had multiple people in my mind, like watching, like, so like I got watching my thoughts for when I'm going into like this destructive cycle, and then I'm watching the watcher watch my thoughts. So it was like, double watching. And he talks about that, and like, so it's just to get awareness. Like, don't go through life unconscious where you just go into spin cycle and you're fine with it and you just sit there like a drone. Like, it's just trauma. It's like sitting there rehashing over and over and over. It doesn't do you any good. So like, I just had this daughter of this girl I know, this lady I know. She's like, my daughter's going to reach out to you. This was last night. I mean, she's like, I'm filled with anxiety and depression, and I don't know what to do, and I can't get out of bed, and I just got on new the antidepressants, SSRIs, and so I'm like, I go, look, you can't feed into the anxiety and depression by isolating and pulling the shades down and staying under the covers or staying on the couch. You got to get up, you got to get moving, you got to get out in society, you got to go for a walk, you got to exercise, you got to eat healthy. You got to meditate. You got to take back control of your mind and not just feed into that depressive state you're in. So that's the big thing to get out of it. Like, just you got to get present. Meditate. That. It's so tough for people, but like you can do a breathing exercise. The guy Wim Hof, you heard of him? Like, I do his breathing exercise every day. And it takes 11 minutes. So like, get up 15 minutes earlier and do Wim Hof breathing exercise. There's 3 levels of it. And it's just inhaling, exhaling deep for 30 times, and then holding your breath. And then inhaling, exhaling deep for another 30 times, and then holding your breath for a little longer, and then a third time. And like, you're in the present moment when you're doing that. So if sitting there, I got into, when I was in prison, Vipassana meditation. It was the very first time they offered a meditation course in prison, in a New Jersey prison. My therapist was like beyond excited. And she's like, you got to apply. Maybe you'll be one of the people. And I applied. I was one of the people. And we got to do Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation is like a body scan meditation. So you start at the tip of your head, you just acknowledge whatever you're feeling, any tingling, any aches, any pains. You don't concentrate, you don't fixate on them. You just do a body scan up and down. And you do breathing with it, meditation is big on the inhale and exhale of your breath and just concentrating on that. Do stuff like that, people can Google Vipassana meditation, and then, a thing you can Google 5-minute meditation on YouTube. It'll come up. Google 10-minute meditation, 20-minute start off with a 5-minute meditation, inhale, exhale, concentrating on your breath. That's all you gotta do. You gotta break that cycle of your mind. Do a meditation, do a mantra with a brisk walk, start exercising, and just be aware of your thoughts and snap out of it as soon as you catch yourself going into that. So those are the things you can do.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, and kind of along the same lines. Like our brains are frequently, or not always, and frequently not our friends, right? And they work against us. And I think, like, I don't know what the actual number is of how many thoughts the average human has a day,
Right.
but to your point, you want to do an audit of what the hell's going on upstairs, because so much of it happens at a subconscious level, and you might be allowing yourself to spiral out of control in this thought process and not even really know what's happening before you. So,
right, and we get negative thoughts, we get positive thoughts, we get sexual thoughts, we get violent thoughts, we get horrible thoughts, we get death thoughts. They're thoughts. They come and go. You don't attach yourself to a thought. Like people get attached to their thoughts. You're gonna have 10,000 thoughts a day or something like that. So just don't attach yourself to them. They come and go. Some are nice and rosy, and some are like, "Ee, where'd that come from?" It's just a thought.
what's up, guys? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the interview. If you got anything out of this video at all, please like the video, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought of the video, tell me who you'd like to see on the show. I really appreciate the support. It goes a long way on these platforms, as you guys know. Most importantly, I have some excellent interviews coming up in the future that I'm really, really excited about. So please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of them. But that's it. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you again soon.